In the first section, we were using the Zabbix software appliance. It is great for trying out Zabbix quickly, but for real-life scenarios, I suggest that you install Zabbix on a dedicated system. So in this video, I intend to show you the different components that Zabbix consists of and where to get the files you need for the installation. Whether you run Zabbix on a virtual system like on VMware or a VirtualBox really depends on the size of your installation. Only very large installations probably need a dedicated hardware system to run Zabbix on. Zabbix uses the database a lot, so if you find that your Zabbix server is not running fast enough, the first thing to do is moving the database to a dedicated second system. There are different ways to install Zabbix on your server. The most complex way is getting the source files from the Zabbix homepage and compiling the entire software yourself. But I would not recommend doing that as long as there are binary packages for your Linux distribution. The advantage of using binary packages is that the appropriate files are put in the right places for your distribution, and that it's much easier to install security updates or even updates to the next Zabbix version. Most system administrators are probably using an RPM-based Linux distribution like CentOS or Red Hat Enterprise, or a deb-based distribution like Debian or Ubuntu. It's your own choice whether you use the binary packages that come with your distribution, or you download the deb or RPM packages from the Zabbix.com homepage. Let's take the installation of Zabbix on Debian as an example here. At the time this video was made, the Debian Wheezy distribution had just been released. Unfortunately, due to bad timing, there are no Zabbix packages in the Wheezy distribution, but you will be able to get the most recent packages from Wheezy backports. Just go to packages.debian.org and search for Zabbix. Once you have added the Wheezy backports distribution to your sources list files, you can use apt-get to install the packages. For this example installation, I had prepared binary Debian packages and will install them using the dpkg command. As you can see, there are different packages. First, there is the Zabbix agent package. The agent is the Zabbix component that you have to install on every computer that you intend to monitor. It is a platform-independent application that can run on various operating systems, like on Windows, different flavors of Unix, macOS, or Linux. The advantage of using the Zabbix agent is that you get a unified way to access system parameters, and you don't have to care whether it's Windows, AIX, or Solaris. The next component is called Zabbix Frontend PHP. Most of the configuration happens in the Zabbix web interface, so you have to install this package on a server where the web interface is supposed to run. Most administrators just install it along with the Zabbix server package. The Zabbix proxy is an optional software component. You can install it on computers in remote locations, for example, to collect all the information from that location and forward it to the main Zabbix server. This is a good way to move the load away from the main Zabbix server and to even continue collecting information if the connection between the main Zabbix server and the Zabbix proxy is interrupted, because the information is later forwarded when the connection is restored. As you can see, there are 3 different flavors of Zabbix proxy packages. Each of them uses a different kind of database. You are free to decide whether to run the Zabbix proxy on MySQL, PostgreSQL, or SQLite. SQLite is not as powerful as MySQL or PostgreSQL, but it's sufficient for a proxy system and it's much easier to set up. The Zabbix server stores all the collected information and needs a more powerful database, so the packages only provide access to MySQL or PostgreSQL. So the packages that you absolutely need to get a running system is a Zabbix server package and the Zabbix Frontend PHP. I would still recommend installing a Zabbix agent on the Zabbix server to get a comfortable way to access the system parameters from the server itself. You can find more information on the system requirements for the Zabbix installation in the Zabbix documentation. For example, the memory requirements, the CPU requirements, or the general sizing of the system depending on the number of monitor hosts. You also see which platforms you can run Zabbix on, and the different database management systems that Zabbix supports. The Debian packages mentioned in this video are just using MySQL or PostgreSQL, but you can also use Oracle or IBM DB2. So in this video you saw how to gather files for your installation and what the different Zabbix components are used for. In the next video we will install these packages, prepare a MySQL database and complete the installation by using the web configuration wizard.